taking over a ball club like Arkansas. And
Yeah, they just done a great job of adapting to a new style and a new system, really on both sides of the ball. Because we worked hard this summer on trying to implement stuff, and we didn't want to continue to really try to evolve in December and January. Like, we wanted out of the gates to try to have as many offensive sets in as possible, to have defensive schemes in. And then so we're able to tweak some things, which we were able to tweak tonight, the way that we defended two different halves. We defended the post play completely different. Thought we did a really good job in the second half on Trace Jackson Davis. And everybody talks about our lack of depth and, are you guys going to get tired? Well, they play a lot of guys, and we weren't the tired team. I mean, we finished the game, I think, on a 19-3 run. And, we had every guy that checked in the game rebounded, got at least one rebound. I thought we did enough to hang around on the glass. And every game we hear the same thing, like, how is Arkansas going to match up with people? Well, they also have to match up with us because we play four guards, and we space the floor, and we're hard to match up with when we're knocking down threes. And at one of the timeouts with about 11 and a half minutes to go, when we were down 10 at the one point, we had to make threes in order to survive, just like they're so good inside the lane. But I thought the other thing is we did a good job of defending without fouling. That was a huge key coming into the game.
Jackson Davis only got 3 shots in the second half. I think he had 16 points in the first. You said you did things a little differently. What was kind of the emphasis there?
Yeah, the first half we had our point guard guarding him, and we fronted, and I thought he outran us. To be honest with you, I didn't think he hurt us much in the half court. It was offensive rebounds, loose change, running the floor. And then in the second half, I thought Adriel Bailey and Reggie did a phenomenal job of just trying to limit his touches. And, we wanted their perimeter players to get as many shots up as they could. And I thought that, we by eliminating Trace Jackson Davis's inside shot attempts even and trying to make beat us from the perimeter, I thought it changed the game a little bit for us.
Eric, I know your dad was a great coach. I don't think he ever won here. I know that's apples and oranges. That's Bobby Knight's Indiana. These guys aren't quite those Hoosiers, but how does it feel to come in here, especially we talked about those memories you had of being a kid, coming in here with your dad's team. What's it like to win here?
Yeah, I mean, like just growing up, and traveling with my dad and whether it was the Michigan teams that Johnny Orr was coaching with Campy Russell or, the Coach Knight's teams here. I mean, I went on every road trip that I possibly could. And, I mean, historically, this is, to coach in a building that my dad coached in and played in this conference. Even my son was like, man, this is really cool, to think that his grandpa coached here. And with my wife and daughter, Danielle wanted to come because she'd never been in a game here. And we brought Mariah. She probably would have rather stayed at home and done some dance or whatever, but we wanted her to experience Assembly Hall as well, just because of all the historical, things that have to do with this building from a basketball perspective. But it's a huge, huge win for us. I mean, it's hard to win on the road. When the non-conference schedule was finalized and we had a game at Georgia Tech, a game at Western Kentucky, and this game, like, we knew we had some tough challenges. And, I mean, really, Bob, we're 40 seconds away from being undefeated. And we played well all non-conference, and now we've got to try to carry some momentum into the Texas A&M game.
Yeah, I know you still got TCU left, but you do begin conference play Saturday. So how do you feel about how you've played and getting ready for conference play?
Yeah, I think that look, we do so many breakdown drills in practice, and you wonder, like, is your team going to get bored with it? Are they going to continue to do 2-on-2 breakdown drills, and are they going to continue to do high school blockout drills? And when we try to get creative with coverages, are they going to, continue to have high buy-in? And when you win games, you get more player buy-in. And look, I know that the way we do things can be mentally draining for our team. Like, I get it. When you go 5 and 6 days of practice and you're never going live and you're doing, breakdown drills after drill after drill. You know, I know they're bored at times, but it's a necessity for the way that we have to play. And so I think when you win, it allows you to continue to do what's necessary. If you're a 500 team, it's harder on a coach to get complete buy-in day after day after day.
How does Isaiah, how has he improved since you got here?
I think the one thing is just confidence-wise and then ball handling. We try to create some abnormal things, like when Mason Jones is at the 4 and he's handling the ball, we basically are inverting how most teams play. Usually the 4-man setting it. Well, now Mason's got a 4-man guarding him, and Isaiah's setting the pick and roll, which is a little bit unique. Normally Isaiah's man would be guarding the ball. He would be handling it. So a lot of the invert, a lot of putting players in different spots on the floor, and then those two guys feed off of each other. But I think getting back to the point about Isaiah, Joe, I think he's improved as a ball handler for sure, and I think he's also improved moving without the ball and relocating when he doesn't have the ball in his hands. And I think his release has gotten a little bit quicker as well.
Have you seen him shoot the three-pointer any better than he did tonight?
Yeah, he's a guy that, we need him to make threes, flat out. And if he doesn't, we're going to struggle. And we need Mason to make threes. And on nights that those guys don't knock down shots, we will struggle offensively for sure.
I think this is the second straight game Mason's had to play a big chunk of the second half with 4 fouls. What's been the key to that? Just
trying to find a guy that he can guard without fouling and try to hide him a little bit. And he's done a good job. Like he didn't want to come out even when I took him out for a couple, seconds or whatever. But that's, good players got to learn to play with foul trouble. And certainly there's a concern with our lack of size and stuff. But if you're fronting the post and your job is just to stay between the ball and the guy you're guarding, sometimes the guys on the weak side end up getting fouls when we're trying to stab at the lob passes.
I think you guys were down 61-52. Obviously they got the big crowd here behind them. Not looking real good for Arkansas. Well, what did you guys do to turn the tide there?
Just the huddles. There wasn't panic, and I probably got on the guys less tonight than I have all year. At halftime, I got on them less. We were more calm in all of our huddles, just because that's what I thought they were giving great effort. And I thought if we just hung around and tried to get guys on their roster to take shots instead of some of the guys that were hurting us, that maybe the tide could change if we knocked down 2 threes. That was what I kept telling to Coach Moser is, hey, we got to hit 2 threes in a row and this thing's going to change really, really quick. And I thought Desi's 3 in the right corner was really huge from a momentum standpoint.
Couple more for Coach. This is the first. I think Arkansas been on 7 in Big Ten games going back to 49-50 season, losing to Illinois and here. Just how significant is that from a program standpoint?
Yeah, I think that. The crowds have been great at home, and just the momentum going into a conference home game. I think Bud Walton's going to be rocking. I can't wait to be on the sidelines coaching these guys, and we already know every conference game is hard, really hard, whether you're home or road. But I think this gives our guys some confidence, and then we've got to handle the winning with great maturity as well, and we got to get back in the lab and get ready to try to break down Texas A&M and get ready for them.
Are you setting your ball club like you set it up at Idaho, or are you doing it different here than you?
As Nevada, yeah.
Yeah, Nevada, yeah.
Yeah, we're playing a really similar style. I feel really fortunate to coach 2 3-ball shooters that can space the floor like we had at Nevada. Where we're kind of a nightmare matchup, and we're playing small ball. So certainly, and we talked before the game even moving Mason to the 4 was really risky. And we needed him to accept that. And look, I know he's a 2-man. There's no question about it. He's playing 2 positions above what he is. But you know what? He's having fun. He's got the ball in his hands more than he's ever. He's basically playing a point forward. But yes, we are playing very similar, and we've adapted to that style of play way quicker than I thought we would be able to.
You learn all this small ball. You learn all this small ball from the NBA and from your dad.
Yeah, my dad's teams were actually really physical. and really slow. And when I was his assistant coach, man, I would watch us play so methodical. I thought I never want to play this way. And I just think that for whatever reason, I've always been real comfortable coaching guys that could pass, dribble, and shoot. If you're a plotting big man, probably not a good fit to come play at Arkansas.
Final question. What did happen on Mason's technical?
I think he just said, I think he just said he got, felt like he got fouled. I don't think he, did anything other than kind of, excitedly said he got fouled.
Yeah. Desi's birthday today. I guess, did you know that? And what do you
Oh
think?
yeah, we had at lunch today. We celebrated, and then we certainly celebrated in the locker room. I'm sure it'll be on Twitter, maybe quicker than I get out of here.
Did you get him a cake at the wherever you?
We haven't got him a cake, but Danielle's on that.
Okay.
Thanks, Coach.